Oh, I didn't do the countdown. We're live. Hello. Hello. I had to go live because Facebook makes you go live, but now it's giving me an error. It says Facebook stream not initiated. Great. Well, that's fine. I don't know if you guys heard the beginning of that. I had to go live without my co-pilot, Braxton, who's on his way. His shuttle's a little late. Oh, cool. Yay. Murph smashes shiny button. Suddenly a club appears and everyone wants Murphy. No shoes on stage. Murph sees someone else crooning and follows suit. Computer interpolates this desire and adapts. That is brilliant. Aaron, aren't you supposed to be at the oh, they were pre-recorded, I think. The Emmys. The Emmys are today, right? Like they're coming up. Congratulations, guys. It's so exciting. And Joel says, I wonder if L Cars keeps simplifying. I'm alone only because Facebook said, oh, if you don't go online within like 10 minutes, like it'll create problems. And then I hit the, so I was like, oh, okay, Braxton's on his way. He's only like a few. Captain Braxton, just like in Voyager. Also, not like in Voyager. But anyways, he's on his way. So I was like, oh, I'll just go online for like a few minutes and chat with everyone. And oh, the Emmys are on Sunday. I thought the the ones for Prodigy were today, but I could be wrong. Um, Geez, I just get distracted by the chat. I can't keep a tangent. I'm sorry, guys. It happens when you're when you're old. I'll just blame everything on being old. That's what I do. But anyways, yeah. So then I hit go live, and then the StreamYard said there's a Facebook error, and so it actually never. It doesn't look like we're streaming on Facebook. If anyone's watching on Facebook, let me know. But it doesn't look like we are streaming there. Yes. So there is another ceremony for Creative Arts Awards today, and it is here. I have the link actually. Let me see. Aaron, I'm going to make you a moderator because you were trying to post a link the other day, and we should do this on Text Track. But don't feel obligé to moderate. But it'll allow you to post links and stuff. Oh, I don't know if I can do it. Oh, yeah, here we go. Boom. You have a blue check mark next to your name, and the both Aaron should have that. So Aaron Harvey, you get one too. You get a blue check mark. You get everyone gets a blue check mark. What? Yay! Now you guys have the power. Uh, Jill, you're not alone anymore. You have the power. You have the power distributed fairly. uh, yes, you've been verified on Starfleet Boy, which costs you nothing, unlike Twitter Blue, which I don't want. I don't want the blue check mark. Take it away. Just let me change my display name. I don't want turkey corn, turkey, turkey emoji and corn emoji. Maybe I'll leave the corn emoji because corn's cool. It's got the juice. Please send $8 to Starfleet. Yes, you can. Oh, yikes! You can make that out as a money order. Here, we'll play with we'll play with shuttles in the meantime. Ooh, maybe I should put my shuttle over here instead of the Enterprise. Might be a little bit better. Mm. I feel like that's an homage to the animated series when Uhura is singing by the water. Mm. Oh, geez, it's not working. All right, come on, shuttle. Come on, shuttle. All right, you're gonna go like that. There we go. That looks nice. What do you guys think? Yay. Oops. I guess if I didn't need to post longer videos, I don't know if you can do this feature if you don't have Twitter Blue, but maybe I could just unsubscribe to Twitter Blue, change my screen name, and then resubscribe to it for all the features that I do. Oh, that's a nice angle. Features that I do use. Thank you, Joel. It's interesting. Your turkey and corn look different on StreamYards than on YouTube. I feel like the YouTube turkey corn illustrations are much better. Uh, so guys, I watched the episode again, and I'll wait for Braxton to go fully into it. But since we have Aaron Walkie here, I'll just tell you, you're making me cry, Aaron. You guys, I cry a lot. It's good though. I like it. I have dry eyes, and so I have to use drops all the time for dry eyes. But when I watch Star Trek Prodigy, the feels are so good that I don't need them. So, good job, good job. Um, but yeah, I'm a crier. I cry when I watch things and they make me feel good or sad or whatever. The tears just start flowing. Our job is to make you feel things, and you're doing a great job at it too. Mm. Father, I am live by myself. I got freaked out because Facebook, you know this, Father. Facebook makes you do like a thing where if you don't go on within 10 minutes of your scheduled time, that it'll cancel it. But so I was like a minute, maybe 30 seconds away. I was like, oh, okay. I'll just go live and hang out with everyone until Braxton gets here. He's on his way. Um, but then now I got an error saying Facebook isn't going to go live. Oh, you know what we can do, guys? If you're on your computer, pull up your local audio streaming service and let's listen to the opening. Uh, let's listen to the Star Trek Prodigy soundtrack together because I really love it. So we might as well. By the way, I heard this question somewhere. I forget where, but um, are we going to get? Let me see something. A separate album for Star Trek Prodigy, season one, part two, or is it just going to be like added on to the digital version um, when it's updated, like at the end of the season? Prodigy. Let's see. Okay. Oh, there's a new release of it on December 22nd, so I think I answered my question here. Is that right? Does it get updated and I didn't notice? Like as you guys add episodes? What? Da, da, da. Well, there are 29 tracks on here, and I don't remember there being that many. So maybe it does. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. This is volume two. What? I didn't even know. Volume two is already out. That's brilliant. Wait, I can't read ahead. Is there spoilers if this is volume two? Hold on. Da, da, da. I don't know if there's spoilers. Yay, Braxton's here.
Oh my gosh, dude, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're fine. I went on because Facebook. I forgot that Facebook gives you this like crazy thing. And Fathery just confirmed it. Yeah, we messed that up last year in Orlando when we didn't leave here. Anyways, Facebook was like, oh, if you it was shouting at me like, if you don't go online now, it won't work. But then when I went online, it didn't go on. So Braxton, welcome. Your shuttle arrived. How is your shuttle? It was at the repair depot, right?
Yes. So here's the thing. So, Softly Boy. So, I just got that car in January of 2021. I took it in for like my 25,000 mile service, like a couple of months ago, and then like the
Wait,
dude.
you just got that car and you're already at 25,000 miles?
But
That's
it's
amazing.
almost two. But it's almost 2 years old. Like I got it in January of 2021.
Oh, okay, okay.
You know.
My car is
Um.
older than yours and I only have 15,000 miles, so I'm doing
Oh
better
my
than you.
God. Really?
Yes, that's true. Yes. My shuttle. We're gonna pretend we're on Star Trek and and stuff like that. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You were telling a story about so you have 25,000 miles on it. So you took it in for
So.
repair.
So they totally forgot to put the engine cap back on. So
Wait,
like I
what's
was
the
going,
engine cap? What is that like?
so like they put oil in like,
Oh, and they
hmm
forgot to put that.
yeah, so
Jeez.
like, so it was like sloshing around. It ended up getting all over the engine, and so then when the engine block got hot, the shit started smoking. And I took it back. I was like, oh my God, like what is going on? And then I opened the hood and saw that they forgot to put the cap back on. I was like, oh my God, like that is a fucking bonehead thing to do. So I had left there
To
I
come,
went
yeah,
to the
you're coming. Yeah, you're gonna
Mhm.
come here. Oh wow.
Dude, I went to the gym, and like I was only in the gym 30 minutes, but then like when I passed the dealer on my way home, the dude called. He was like, "Oh, like we forgot to do a thing. Like, are you far away?" I was like, "Well, thankfully I'm like really close." So yeah, they forgot to do a thing. That service is
Oh
bad.
man. Well, don't say the name of the people on the air, but we we know. Now we know. You can say I do a Star Trek show, and I'm gonna tell everyone not to come to your dealership
Dude, how
if you
many
guys
miles do you have on your car, dude?
only 15,000.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's amazing.
And it's a little older. I think I got mine in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, at the end of the year. But anyhow, well, I'm glad you're here, Braxton. Welcome. So now we'll we'll officially start the show.
Let's go.
Welcome, audience. I've already been talking to some of the audience. They're really cool. We were gonna listen to the Star Trek Prodigy soundtrack, and I just had a realization that part two, volume two, is already out, and it gets updated automatically. Apparently, whenever there's a new episode, so that's really cool. So I'll be listening to that after the stream. So we're gonna do. Joel was asking about copyright issues. I think I've done this like a long time ago, but we all just listen in our headphones together and basically chat about it. But we're not going to do that now that you're here. I was just trying to like figure out ways to entertain the audience until you got here. But now that you're here, Braxton, we can get started. So welcome to Starfleet
Hey.
Point, where we have a casual and informal conversation about Star Trek. You know the deal. Braxton, what'd you think of this episode? Because I've already talked about it on Text Track last night, so I'm curious to hear your thoughts. And if you could kind of do a quick episode summary in your own words, also while you're telling us, that would be awesome too.
Yeah, so this episode is like um, holodeck shenanigans. We get to see the kids, different holodeck scenarios. Like Jankum Pog, he likes to fight other Tellarians. Is it Tellarians?
Tellarites.
Tellarites. Mm-hmm.
Were the
We get
Tellarians
to
something in
see
Star Trek? I don't know if Tellarians are
Tellarians. I
something.
feel like are something.
I think
Mm-hmm.
they might be that diseased. That's a horrible way to say it. Let me rephrase that. The that unfortunate group of people. Remember that
With the
Deanna.
phage.
No, on TNG, Deanna was supposed to marry that dude, but he was having dreams about this other woman, and they had like some kind of like crazy virus, and so the people on this like recreational planet were like freaking out, and they're like,
Ooh.
keep that plague ship away from our planet. But then Deanna's like fiance ended up leaving with them, and maybe he'll help them find a cure for their thing.
Mm.
Anyways,
Oh,
but I
but
don't know if that's who they were. I don't
mm,
know why I
but I
thought of
should rewind
that.
a little bit. The kids are in the holodeck because they are trying to practice to prepare to meet the Federation and encounter, Admiral Janeway. And they tried like 86 times, you know. So they're going to keep at it. And then, they realize that, oh, well, like we're still in the holodeck, so they're trying to get out. Janeway's trying to help them. Dal ends up giving her the command codes, which might really be a horrible thing. We'll find out. But anyway, at any rate, we see like what some of the things that they like to do in the holodeck. Jacob Pog likes to fight guys. We
Zeros
see
into mysteries.
We see Murph singing. I thought that was very interesting. I didn't even know that Murph had a voice, but
Smile and
maybe
forget it. I think he was lip syncing, but
he's
Murph is
like,
like the famous duo Millie Vanilli. Mur-
hey,
Murphy Vanurphy. I don't
dude,
know.
Murph was serving some Vic Fontaine, dude.
I know.
hmm we see that. Uh, Gosh, I forget what's the young lady's name, dude, who is the diviner's daughter.
Gwyn.
Gwen. We see that Gwen,
Gwendala. It's beautiful.
that Gwendala, like has like encounters with her father in the holodeck. I thought that was sweet. Like
Right.
we
Well, no,
see
because remember
that.
they were doing so that he ended up in that simulation because remember they were like recreating the events from the second from the first half of the season when the diviner was mind mind wipe or his mind was messed up by Zero. So
Mhm.
remember they were doing like earlier they were doing like so that's how he ended up. But I guess we didn't see Gwen's like holodeck thing necessarily. But yeah.
But I don't. But well, maybe she like works out in the holodeck or something because
Yeah, maybe.
she was like
It's
doing pull-ups. She sees something at the corner of her eye. She's like, oh, like are there like human vagrants or like some kind of vagrants like walking around the ship? Something like that. Um, and that like is leading them to realizing that okay, well the holodeck is still active. We haven't actually got out of the holodeck. We also see that Rock Talk like to play with different interesting animals. Her little animal friends were very, very interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
so Rock Talk's thing is like a Delta Heart Hospital, and
Hmm.
like she has to come up with like solutions to these poor little sick, like creatures like things. And so I love those creatures especially. Don't you think your niece and nephew would love a glitter smooch? That's the little one, the first one that they when they realize like things are glitching out or whatever. Or do you think that they would like a sparkle heart wait a sparkle sea hugger like instead
Yeah,
that's I want a gigantic see like wouldn't this gigantic sparkle sea hugger look great right here in the background just
dude, it would
like
look amazing, dude.
like that's what I need to work on. I need to find one of those.
But lo and behold, we find that Janeway has actually been sabotaging the kids when they come to
Or
a consensus.
Janeway Hollow has been sabotaged herself. Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, so
Yeah.
we found
Exactly.
out that she is behind keeping them in the holodeck, and she does not want the abandoning of the Federation to happen. The ship must find the Federation. Like they have to find a way to blow it up or something softly, boy. But I feel like they
No,
already
I
tried
don't.
to do that.
I don't want it. I don't want it to blow up. But it's looking more and more like that might be a solution. I don't know, but yeah, I don't want. I don't want to. I love the protostar and I love Hollow Janeway.
But
I
the
don't
thing
want.
is, like
Don't want to
that,
think about
like
it.
it's like rogue bad microchip like will stop you from like blowing it up. I don't know
Yeah,
how
that
they would
living
do it.
construct, man.
But but so I know it wasn't her fault, but I feel like this episode is doing even more to damage Janeway, in my eyes. Like, oh my God, Admiral Janeway is just horrible. Like she's trying to
Wait,
kill kids. Like she's making like
wait, you're talking
horrible.
about wait, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Wait, so now we're switching to the admiral, the actual real Vice Admiral Janeway, and you're thinking like she's horrible.
Dude, I think that she's horrible, dude. Like,
No, she's like what are you talking about? She's just starting to figure it out. She's last episode, remember she started figuring it out and then they knocked her unconscious. I have faith. I believe in no, sorry, I believe in both of them, but I believe in the Vice Admiral. I think the Vice Admiral
mm,
will
mm,
probably
mm.
figure it out. I don't know. We'll see.
But
But that's
this
terrible.
one,
Did you don't lose faith in the Vice Admiral,
this
Braxton?
felt like at the end of it, it felt like a little bit of a filler episode. All we really got in this episode is that, hologram Janeway, um, like she's not against them, but like she's got like this like programming, like the bad ship,
Well, it's like
like
I wouldn't call that filler because we found out something really important. But do you think it's more of like a breathe, a breath? I have a feeling the next, like the last three, because that's kind of like I feel like that's like the thing. Like you're doing your season finale, so you have that one episode that's like the calm before the storm. You know what
Mhm,
I mean? So this
mhm,
was, and although I don't think this episode was calm, actually, it was kind of like intense. I was like scared
mhm,
sometimes, and I was like nervous for what was going on. But in all, like it kind of, I feel like it did kind of. You're right, it kind of like went off. But I don't know if I would call it a filler. But You can feel that way if you want, some kind of way if
But
you want.
but it just also made me feel like, oh my gosh, like the kids are in such a pickle. Like, how are they gonna get out of this, dude?
Yeah, no, it's an interesting thing. I've been thinking about it a lot. Good summary, good summary. Um, so overall, I guess we could just go right into talking about some of the details. Um, you had mentioned Janeway, Vice Admiral. Well, she doesn't really appear in this episode because we don't know what happens. Although the Dauntless appears at the end. What did you think of that scene? By the way, I forgot. That's the part when like Janeway realizes everything. They go to the bridge, and then all of a sudden the protostar's like it's warped over to where the Dauntless is, and you see the Dauntless as like this gigantic imposing thing, and then the music's blaring, and Janeway sits down, and it's red alert. Like Hollow Janeway sits down, and it's red alert. Like, what do you think of all that stuff?
So I don't actually remember what you're talking about right now. I didn't get to squeeze in a rewatch because of my car issues. Now
Oh, when you watch it again, you'll know what I'm talking about when you
I
watch it
know the
again. Then,
Dauntless is really big in comparison to our ship. But tell me more, like, about it.
let me see if I can pull up an image of it, so that you can actually see how cool it looks. I usually do like a lighter version of like images, but Starfleet Boy has been really busy with this special project.
Like the
So
protostar, just like a little tiny little ship in comparison to the Dauntless. The Dauntless
it's
is
true.
huge.
Aaron says as soon as Admiral Janeway knew the kids were in danger and the Romulans were contained, she called off the launch and was relieved. She aborted the attack in time. So Janeway's a friend to all children. Yes, Braxton,
Mm.
it's true. Don't lose faith in Vice Admiral. I can't deal with it. By the way, I've actually like been watching more random Voyager episodes, like because I watched it late at night, and so sometimes I miss episodes. This show is making me want to watch Voyager again from start to finish because I don't think I gave it like as fair a shake as I should have when I started watching it again this year to be a completionist. So yeah, this I love Janeway's character, and I'm like, oh, I'm missing a lot of references. Like when she mentions Molly, like I vaguely knew about
Mm.
that reference, but like I want to kind of
You
go
say when
back
she
now and like
mentioned
pay.
Molly?
Molly, the puppy, the runt of the litter, her dog. I
Oh,
guess she had
oh
like
yeah, her
a
dog.
dog back on Earth with Mark, right? Her
With Mark, her
fiance.
fiance.
Yeah, and so and I haven't finished the show yet, but you can tell me because it's like 25 years ago. But like, do you remember you saw Voyager all the way through, right?
Yeah.
So do we see Mark like when they get back to Earth and Molly? Like, do we see no?
No, we don't. We don't get to see
She
Mark.
kind of gave up on that dream, right?
And, and I felt like Mark like moved on, because like, it's been like a while. He didn't think that she was still alive. It was like Mark moved on. I think I remember that happening. I watched all of Voyager, but it's been a while, so like it's a little foggy.
Um, Joel says the kids need to pull up a public domain figure and imbue them with too much power, a la Moriarty or Dracula. Ooh, Dracula. In the that's right, Dracula's in the Lower Decks comics. Who would be a good like character like
Oh,
that for the kids?
just
Um,
Starfleet Boy.
yeah,
So when I was watching this, like and I saw like Jankum Pog had those like little like white energy balls that he fired at the Telebrite dudes that he was fighting. I was like,
remind you of
ooh, wow,
Hadouken, like.
yeah, totally, totally. I love that, dude. And I was like,
uh,
ooh, like when did he get those? And I was okay, well, like it's holodeck, so he's got like imaginary weapons, or does he have
Joel.
those in real life?
No, no, those are imaginary holodeck things.
Okay,
I mean, it
yeah.
would be kind of awesome if Jacob had those in real life, but I don't think he has. He definitely doesn't have those in real life. Joel says friends to all children, just like Gamera, and then Geek Filter Aaron says, "Oh, good. Now the Gamera song is stuck. What's Gamera? What is Gamera? I'm gonna have to look it up.
Hmm.
Oh wait, that's from. Let me pull
Oh,
it up
dude,
here.
thinking of music, I feel like there was a scene uh, in like the early portion of it that I felt like I heard Christmas music or something that reminded me of Christmas music. It just kind of made me feel festive. I was like looking at
That
the gym.
music that music when like Dow's like computer shut off the music and it wouldn't shut off, you're talking
Hmm.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it had like a bell, like it had bells or something in it. That was really creepy. I thought of like The Shining when that happened. I don't know, it had like a spooky vibe to it. Like imagine like you're chilling, you're ready to go to bed and you're like, hey, whatever your device is, like turn off the music, but it keeps playing and you go over to the
Mhm.
device and it's off. Like, ooh,
You
it
know,
gives me
Softly
chills.
Boy, you talking about my niece makes me think that I need to give my niece and nephew the gift of Star Trek Prodigy. You know,
Oh, I love that. Yes. And also, by the way, like I know folks wait till the end of a show to like stream it, but like if you can, yeah, I mean, that's okay. Your niece and nephew can watch it every well, but I'm glad that you and like everyone in the audience kind of watches it now because there's like a time frame where like the studios look at things to get, things greenlit for like future seasons. I think based on what I'm seeing, Prodigy is doing really well and lots of people are watching it, but certainly more people can watch it. So yes, please show them this show and watch it over and over again. Just play it in the background when you're cooking, like or you're just like hanging out. Like that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just start playing it, get those views, get those
you
plays
know,
for
I'll
Star
have to
Trek
look
Prodigy
and
because I
see
definitely want to see it keep going.
if season one has DVDs or something. Because like it's like a
Blu-rays or DVDs,
Blu-ray,
yeah,
yeah. Oh,
it
excuse
will.
me, dude. I'm
Every
older, so I say DVD.
DVD,
Pardon me, dude.
CD-ROM. You don't see CD-ROM. Uh, Gamera is a fictional monster or kaiju originating from a series of Japanese films. So I guess he's like Godzilla. That's cool. I didn't know about Gamera. And I guess there's a song because Aaron Harvey has it stuck in his head. And then as far as Jankum has Dragon Ball Z chi blasters in real life confirmed.
Wow,
That's
are
a
you
lie. Don't
really?
believe don't believe Aaron Walkie on this one. I don't think that's true. I mean, like we have to kind of believe him, but but I don't know. Oh.
You know, and something that I always think is that like when I see a dude who has chest tattoos, I think in my mind trash. And so like I saw like the teller right with the chest
Oh my
tattoo, and I was like,
gosh. Remind
trash.
me to never show you my chest tattoo. Trash. Trash. You it says live long and prosper, like right across my chest over here. And then I have the Enterprise like really big. No, I'm just kidding. Although that is a cool idea. When you rewatch it, like there's some really interesting things that are happening as far as like the clues go. Like one thing that I tuned into this time is that like the paper that they get when they put it all together in the mystery, when Zero's in the mystery room in the Cellar Door Society, and they put all the papers together, it says Cellar Door Society never ending something, like, so there's all these like references to how like it's never gonna end, the
Oh
holodeck
wow.
simulation. That being
Oh
said, like
wow.
I'm curious, like because like a holodeck like it could fool you, like I think it was trying to do a good job of fooling them, like they thought they were back on the ship, they were getting ready to tuck in for the night, but it started to glitch out and I forget like why. I don't know if they explained why or not, but I have to believe that that's because there's like the good programming, like that like Janeway somehow is trying to like like subconsciously maybe fight the living construct's commands or whatever. So maybe it's glitching out because like like the good is coming through, and that's kind of like what I want to believe. But if you caught audience, if anyone caught like the actual explanations for why it was why the holodeck was glitching, let me know. But that's just my headcanon for now. But what was your favorite moment in the holodecks, like the different holodeck simulations with the kids?
Hmm. You know, I really did love when Murph was singing. Like I thought it was really cool how, we went from like Jenkin Pogg's holograph um setting, and then it goes to black and white, and then they go into the club, and then they see Murph singing. I thought that was really
Yeah,
cool.
the Murph part is really really cool.
Hmm.
I kind of also just love the like how the pirate ship kind of escalated and everything was just like combined on the pirate ship because again
Hmm.
going back to the Sparkle Sea Hugger, like that was awesome, but also you had all the Dr. Noam's as like the ship hands and
Hmm.
the one that like he's like I'll go check the ocean and he jumps like off or whatever. But then also when the ship is starting to sink, they all get like they start getting knocked around and stuff, which I thought was really funny. The Tellurite Dr. Gnome hollows.
Dude,
So I really
I absolutely love a sea monster. Like when I saw the tentacles, I was like, "Ooh, the
yeah.
Leviathan." Yeah, I love a sea monster, dude.
I love the way they revealed that it was just this cute little sparkle or not little gigantic like sparkle monster
It just
and
wanted to play and hug,
right.
dude.
But also like the way Rock Talk's excitement in that part, like, she screams like, "Oh my god, it's like a sparkle sea hugger," like she goes really nuts for it. And then also like I love they're trying to figure out all the, like how to like stop it and the solution is to like it's malnourished, let's give it fruit and fiber, which definitely all of us can use more fruit and fiber. So I feel like that's a really good lesson. But yeah, that was an awesome and a really awesome sequence.
I forgot like something. So I really appreciated when Rock Talk did like the Hulk like smash, like
Yeah,
the
like
Hulk like quake thing, I was like, ooh, wow, like look at that, like Rock Talk's amazing.
Rock Talk's strong, like brick cars are made of stone or rocks. So
And
yeah,
she
yeah,
also
totally.
moves extremely quickly, dude. Like when she cut that Telluride off at the pass, I was like, ooh, wow, look at Rock Talk like moving fast. And she's like a ninja.
No, it's totally true. That was a good scene. I forgot about that. That's really nice that like when Rock does that. I think my favorite scene for the hollow stuff was definitely the pirate ship, but I think the second favorite is the Murph scene. That one was just awesome. It was a nice homage to like Vic Fontaine,
Hmm.
kind of stuff. I really want that song "Smile and Forget It." It's kind of a nice song. Like
Hmm.
we found out last night on Text Track that they licensed it, so maybe it'll appear on the soundtrack, which would be really really cool. So
Oh wow, dude.
yeah, make it so. Oh yeah, the it had like speaking of kaijus and stuff like that, Cthulhu, then a cute monster. Yeah, like the tentacles were glowing and stuff. That was pretty cool. Um Oh, Zero. Oh, yeah, the jokes were really funny too. I like when Joel pointed out like Zero making puns about like the games of feet, like when the messages arrive. Oh look, so you got both Ahsoka and Ezri came on camera. I bet it's been a long time. They only come and sit on your lap when we do the show, right? Like otherwise they like or no, or does it anytime you sit down?
Anytime I sit down, like my cats are just like lap sitters. Anytime I sit down, like they're, you know, wanting to be petted and like sit on my lap. I'm
That's
very
very
lucky that
cute.
they love me so much.
I like when when Zero's like, we're we're thinking there's so many good comments in the audience. We're thinking and and Dal's like, "Oh, you really are a, detective or you really are like a." It's kind of like the nice way of saying no shit Sherlock or something like that. It was really funny.
Dal is so awful sometimes, dude. He's such a
I
jerk.
love it. I love when he gets sassy. I like Dal's sassy side.
Mm.
um, one of the one of the things I really kind of that resonated with me is like they're all different ages. Like we have some of the I mean, and they're also different ages like in many ways. Like Jankum for example is like 200 something years old, but he's only like a kid.
Mm.
Um, so uh, um, I liked seeing them just kind of like they haven't really been able to be kids. Like they all got kidnapped and then
Mm.
like were imprisoned on Tars Lamora. But I like stories. When you think about Star Trek Prodigy, like it doesn't shy away from like, really heavy stuff, but it also kind of shows you like why, it's good to do things like play or like, like get to know each other. And like, the message is so good in the show that even with like all these like kind of hard life that these guys have been through, when you see their holodeck like shenanigans or hollow hooligan activities, you realize that they're just kids, right? Like Dal just wants to be the captain of a pirate ship,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
Zero just wants to like solve mysteries, like Jankum wants to do Street Fighter, and
Mhm.
like the youngest of the group, um, Rock Talk, she's interested in science, so she's playing this Delta Hearts Hospital game that reminds me of those, like, there's a lot of similar games for kids, and so it was really neat to see that, and also like how they were bonding over ice cream, in the beginning. Like Dal's still kind of like down on his luck and kind of hard on himself about, being an augment, and like he thinks he's not special because Dr. Dr. Jago really kind of like got into his head. Dr. Jago was just talking like a professional, saying like, "Oh, this is weird." Dr. Jago's like flashy. Like Dr. Jago thinks like, "Oh, if we're gonna manipulate genetics, like you should be the best qualities of those species, right?" But like, it's interesting that Dal's parents like gave him just like normal kind of like, or what I guess Dr. Jago was saying, like recessive genes or whatever. But that's kind of cool because like no gene is like too, like too overpowering. And then Dal has to be like everyone else, kind of like, we're those of us that are not genetically enhanced or, augmented in some way. We have to work harder at certain things, like develop certain skills and things like that. And like what we've seen in the past with like, with Eric Soong specifically, who they mention, is that he's all about creating like super humans, right? And I feel like what's interesting about Dal is like he's just like a conglomerate of like all these different species, like 26 different species, but not like their superior abilities. He has to just still develop them. Like he just has like the baseline traits or whatever. And I think that's
Mhm.
cool. But unfortunately, Dal doesn't think that's cool. He thinks like, oh yeah, like, like I'm like, not, what am I? Like, there's this thing, and he's kind of hard on himself. So I love that whole scene where he's, being cheered up by his friends and stuff like that. And I like that he's like starting to like, learning to love himself, if you will, which is the greatest love of all. um
Oh.
Sorry, I had to, I couldn't help it. I think it's fair to say that Star Trek Prodigy, I believes that children are the future, and if we teach them well and let them show the way. Sorry. Okay. I'll stop. But yeah, what do you think of Dal and like his whole predicament and like his backstory and everything?
Dal is my least favorite character. I have
Still,
thought
after all
that
this time, I remember when we were talking last season, like in the beginning of the season, you were like, he's
so he was
too.
totally a jerk, and then he grew some, and then he found out like kind of like what he was. Dale is my least favorite character. My favorite character is Rock Talk. I also really like Zero. I also really like Gwen. I think that Murph is super cute. I just have a problem connecting with Doll. You can't love everyone. His
I
story arc
know.
is
I'm gonna
interesting.
try to
I hope
make.
that he finds himself more, that he finds some humility, but he has grown. The first season, I absolutely could not stand him. Now,
I
second
think I
season,
had my
he's
problems with
okay.
Dal too, if I recall correctly. I was like, oh, he's a little too arrogant and stuff like that. Also, that's a humbler for him, don't you think? Like finding out that like he's not, like he's not the best of these things, like, from Dr. Jago or whatever. But I think that's fair. You don't have to like every character, but Dal's definitely grown on me. I think I like them all. They've started to become more of an ensemble for me, where at first I was like, oh yeah, this one stands out more or whatever. But at this point, like they really feel like there's they feel like at times they feel like, one character, like,
Mm.
this like crew basically. And I think they're all starting to like, level out because like they I mean like Rock Talk sometimes yells at people like she's a little bossy like I don't know if she noticed she was like Jankum
She
bring your
says,
paper
please.
out. I don't know if she said please in that. She just like yelled at Jankum, like whatever. Like, I'm not gonna.
But you know,
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna be like, well, if you don't like my character, I'm gonna tell you things about your character.
and
that I
dude,
don't
like Jankum is another one who is
like.
Jankum is another one I think who's hard to love
Yeah,
or
Trek
like.
on the Tube can't like. I don't know. I don't know why I like Jankum. I like him. I like especially after like when he fixed everything and then he was like, all right, well, I guess I'll be the one who sacrifices himself and like, eject myself from the sleeper ship. I have a lot of questions about the sleeper ship too, and a lot of problems with Tellarites, like leaving orphans on a ship for 200 years and that potentially could like malfunction, and if they didn't have a Jankum, what would have happened to all those orphans, and where are
Dude,
all
what
those
would
orphans
happen?
going? What's that? Those Tellarites, man, I tell you, they're definitely aliens. Like I would not send my society. I would not send orphans out into space, like for 200 years to sit on a sleeper ship. Daniel's here. Hi, nice to see you, Daniel. And he says, I think that everything Dal is going through will strengthen him. Yeah, that's for sure.
Hmm.
Joel says, Tellurite orphan management is questionable.
Dude, that is
um,
true.
what would Gwen's Hollow fun be? We only see the diviner from her recreation Hollow language practice. Ooh,
Hmm.
ooh.
What would Gwen's fun be? Hmm.
That's cool that she does. Gwen does know a lot of languages.
Mhm.
Oh, we
Hmm.
got an answer about my Tellurite issues. So here we go. The orphans volunteered. Aaron Walkie says it was a job that provided opportunities they might not have without the resources of a family to support them. Hmm.
Hmm. Oh wow.
Hmm.
Okay, very cool. I
Interesting.
wonder if Gwen's holodeck would just be like physical trials and like working out. I mean, because she was like doing those pull-ups and stuff. I mean, some people love that. Some people love fitness, dude. Like
Yeah.
I imagine that maybe like if I could be in a holodeck, like I would do something like fitness oriented, maybe.
I like to think she does that and also like listen because she does have an affinity for languages. Like I forget what the story was behind it, but remember on Tars Lamora they didn't have the universal translators
Mm.
turned on, so Gwen was like kind of the only one that could understand these different, you know, species and stuff. So that's really interesting. I like that. I hope she does that and works out and fights. She spars. She's got her heirloom. I mean, Gwen's kind of like a total badass when you think about it.
Dude,
So
Gwen should totally be the captain, dude. She's. I feel like Gwen is the most competent of our crew.
I can't disagree with that. But I mean, like, everyone needs. I feel like they balance. But yeah, Gwen's pretty confident, I have to say. Um, we have our friend Brian, Raslan Omega, and that other guy. So if you guys are Whovians and want to listen to a really cool deep divey type of fun podcast that I'm also on, Starfleet Boys on a lot of podcasts. Go check out Raslan Omega and that other guy on YouTube and subscribe. And we try to do something every week. Brian just dropped a cool. We couldn't record together this week. That this Wednesday. We usually drop a episode Wednesdays, but we couldn't record this week. So Brian dropped a really cool TARDIS feature of the week. So if you want to know more about TARDISes or Tardi, go TARDISes. It's TARDISes. Go check that out. And you still haven't really gotten into Doctor Who yet, right, Braxton?
No, I'm not gonna jump in until
Shooty
Shuti
Gatwa.
Gatwa. Until
Yes.
Shuti Gatwa starts airing. But no, I've never actually watched. Well, actually, no, I've watched like old school
A
Doctor
little
Who,
bit.
like on PBS as like a kid, and so like because I'm a part of like nerd culture, Doctor Who comes through. But I've never actually like as an adult like watched episodes.
Well, definitely worth checking out. I'll be excited when Shooty takes over as the doctor, so you can we can watch it together. It'll be fun. Brian's statement here, though, I kept waiting for the holodeck to drop them into one of the kids' awkward romance fantasies. I don't know, I don't know if the kids don't really strike me as romantic. Maybe Doll has a romantic side to him, and maybe Gwen does because they're older, so maybe they're starting to have
Mm. Jankum
those
too.
things. Yeah,
Like,
maybe
yeah. Hmm.
Jankum. Yeah. I mean, but yeah,
I didn't need to see it, dude. I'm fine with it.
the fantasies would be awkward because they are they are just kids, so it's true. Daniel says Tellurite morals can be questionable. I think this fact was established all the way back in Journey to Babel.
Hmm, hmm.
Uh, and then Joel says I wanted Fairhaven.
Oh, Fairhaven was fun, dude. Oh, that was fun.
I gotta watch it again because I don't remember that episode.
Katie
Aaron,
O'Clair.
Aaron is Aaron says Gwen likes sushi chef hollow programs. Nice to everyone's surprise. She just loves making those Philadelphia rolls and kirashi bowls. That's cool. Is a Philadelphia? What's a Philly roll? I've never had one. Is that? Do you know what a Philly roll is, Braxton? Is that the cream cheese one? It has to be the one with the cream cheese. We call them bagel rolls, but or
Mm,
bagel rolls depends how you say bagel. Bagel or bagel? Do you say bagel or bagel?
bagel. Dude, I don't eat
Okay.
sushi, dude. I only eat
Ever,
American food. I'm sorry.
sushi is well. California rolls are American. They're not. They're not. They're an invention. They're
I
like a
mean,
sushi.
I eat like, like Mexican food too, but Mexican food is kind of like American food. Um, but like, yeah,
I'm just finding
dude,
this out about you. You're like
like,
Mexican food is not American food. It's
dude,
Mexican food. Just like
mhm,
pizza's not American. It's Italian. Actually,
yeah,
there
dude, like,
is no. What is American food, Braxton? Like, what's actual, real American food? Just turkey. I feel like no, like turkey. Like, did
I
they eat
mean,
turkey before America?
dude, I just eat regular things like chicken and like broccoli and like
But it's all
kale.
English food. I feel like all American food was English food, and then maybe if we, I guess like maybe if the Thanksgiving propaganda is real, maybe like like at that first Thanksgiving,
I mean, I have to imagine
like
there are things that grow like in like North America that like don't grow other places. Um,
anything along. I feel. Yeah, I mean, it's a really good question. I think American food is English, like European food primarily,
Mhm.
like so English, Irish, that kind of thing, French even cuisine mixed up. I don't think there's like a real. Oh, you know what? I take it back. Hot dogs might be or hamburgers, right?
Mm,
Like a
mm,
hamburger with a
mm.
hot dog. That might be an American like original. I'm not sure. We'll have to look this. That's a really
But
good
just to say
question.
that I don't eat sushi, I don't know like what's in like a California roll or a Philadelphia roll.
California roll, you will totally not hate. It's imitation crab, so it's not even real crab. Although it's like some kind of fish. It's cucumber, it's maybe carrots, I feel like they put in there, and just some rice and oh, avocado goes in there, and then
Ooh,
just some rice.
and I'm afraid to eat raw fish. I'm afraid that I'll get sick.
Oh no, but the California roll is cooked fish. There's a lot of sushi that's cooked fish.
Okay, okay.
I understand your fears. We will have to next time we're together in person. Maybe you'll be adventurous and come on a sushi adventure with me.
Dude, in Las
And
Vegas, dude, we'll have to like go to like an Indian place, dude. Like
oh
we'll have to like
yeah,
go and have sushi somewhere, dude. Like I don't know what else we could have like exotic in Vegas, but like we'll have to do it.
absolutely. But yeah, and then we'll have some American food like hamburgers and hot dogs. Uh, Joel says knife skills. I could see that. That's true because it's true with the heirloom. Ooh, that heirloom could probably like turn into the coolest like chef's knives and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, yes, dude.
Wow. Brian's got some fun ideas for holodeck adventures that are They're not exactly under 18, but Joel has a good idea though that there's probably some. Brian also has a good idea, which is there's probably some safety protocols for that as well. So, which I'm
Mm.
glad about. But
Dude, but the safety protocols were off this time, dude. Like Janeway, had, did the thing, shut them off, or the living construct had.
I know, and then she got Dal's like security, his security code, his command codes
Mm,
also.
mm.
So, and that's all the living construct. I'm really afraid like of what's gonna happen.
The living
Uh,
construct is so terrible. Like it's like a virus, like on your computer or like in your phone. You just can't do anything about it.
yeah, there's so much tension around that thing, and I like that it doesn't like. I have a suspicion that we'll hear it kind of communicate. We might see it communicate or something like that through
Mm,
Hollow Janeway, but it is creepy that
mm,
we don't know anything about it.
Oh
That it's just
wow,
like
dude!
this
I
cool
totally like want to
thing.
see it like embodied by like hologram Janeway. That would be really fun, dude. Oh, maybe that's gonna happen.
I don't know. Yeah, who knows? I guess we're in the speculation section of the show. But before we wrap up, was there anything else about this episode that you wanted to highlight or talk about?
No, not really. When I said at first that this kind of felt like a filler episode, now after talking with you, I don't think so.
Ooh, nice.
But Prodigy is just a beautiful, beautiful show. Every time I watch it, like I'm always amazed by how visually stunning it is. They just do a fantastic job with its rendering. But yeah, another really fun episode.
Very much so. Okay, cool. I guess I mean, I've talked about it. The only other thing is I did confirm, Aaron. I don't know if you saw me. I tagged you late last night, but so the cellar door reference. Did the cellar door society? Apparently, cellar door, the phrase, is considered one of the most beautiful phrases in English, and J.R.R. Tolkien talked about that in an essay that he wrote, and he wrote that for him the Welsh language um, is has a lot of cellar doors, so like these beautiful phrases that are throughout there, and I thought that was really neat. And then that like there's a reference to that in the movie Donnie Darko, where Donnie Darko kind of or someone in the movie just says like, "Oh yeah, cellar door, it's like a perfect phrase or something like that. It's like the most beautiful phrase or something like that." And it might be at the dinner table before his sister tells him to go SAF. But 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 anyways, I just wanted to say that Star Trek Prodigy is giving us a lot of Star Trek cellar doors, and I think it's wonderful. I think it's such a great show. I have to say that like I'm gonna hold out to see how the season ends, but right now it's like pretty much just like a hairline underneath Star Trek Picard for me. I feel like it's Star Trek Picard and then Star Trek Prodigy because I love Star Trek Picard. So yeah, that's where it an informal rank. I hate to rank the Star Trek shows because they're all so good and they're currently running. So you never know. Like I'm like, oh, this is awesome, and then Disco does something really crazy for season 5, and I'll be like, oh my god, that's awesome. But still.
Oh, and the just so you know, um, the Blu-ray for season 1 is available at Best Buy and
For
Walmart and Amazon because I think that I am definitely gonna go and
wait, season 1 part 1 Blu-rays out? How
oh,
do I not
part
know these
part
things?
one, episodes 1 through 10. I think that I am going to get this for my niece
100%.
for
I'm gonna buy
Christmas.
it. I'm gonna buy a bunch of copies and send them out to the kiddos I know too that are around the age that I think would enjoy that, like around six or
Because there's been a
yeah.
break, it feels like this is season 2 for me. Like I keep thinking this is like season 2, but like it's just like an
And
extension.
to be fair, like we get Star Trek Prodigy is the first show in the modern era that's giving us a 20 episode first season. Like typically it is 10 seasons, 10 episodes is like a season. So and we got Prodigy in like chunks of 5, which is interesting too. I think we got 5, 5, and now 10. I think this last chunk has been nonstop, right? For like 10
Mm,
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got it in like three chunks, which is pretty cool. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear what your niece and nephew think of it. I introduced it to my godson who's way too young. He's like 4 or 5,
Mm,
and he got scared of the device,
mhm.
which
So
happens. It's fine.
my niece is 9 and her little
Perfect.
brother is 5.
Yeah,
So
I think that'll be
hopefully,
fine. Yeah, I
yeah.
think that'll be
Mm.
fine. I think the 9-year-old will like really. I think your niece will totally like get all the stuff and like. uh and I think a 5-year-old. It just depends on the 5-year-old, but maybe she'll be there to help him kind of understand stuff and like figure it out if he's like confused about anything. Do they watch like any other like Nick shows or like science fiction type shows for kids like that you know of? Are
You
there
know,
any other science fiction type shows for kids? I don't think there are, right?
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I
Like
don't. I
typically when I'm
don't.
over at my brother's house and like we're all together, we're like playing like Nintendo Switch or something like that. I don't really like know like what kind of TV they actually watch. Hmm.
Joel in the audience is asking Aaron, was that command code a Nintendo reference? I think Fathery figured out last night, or like let us know last night, that it is a reference to Nintendo. Let me see if I can look up the code. I have
Hmm.
already forgotten it.
Hmm.
Let me
Oh,
see.
the Prodigy video game is available on Switch as well.
It is?
hmm Do
Oh,
you
I
have a
have
Switch,
to.
Softly Boy?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, sweet, dude.
Here's my
What are you
Switch.
what are you playing?
I'm playing Breath of the Wild like forever. I never have stopped playing that game.
Heck
So
yeah,
that's
heck
like,
yeah. Did you get the
and
Mario Kart expansion packs, dude, with the new
I
races?
no, I have Super Smash Brothers, I have Mario Odyssey, and I have Force Unleashed, which is like the first version, so it's not as like as cool. But I'm gonna download the Prodigy game. I didn't realize it's on Nintendo Switch, so that's cool. I'm gonna play it right after this stream. When
Ooh,
we go over the text track for his watch along right before that, so that's actually awesome.
oh, sweet, dude.
But yeah, I can't find it now, Joel. I don't know if Aaron's still in the audience or if Fathery's still there, but yes, I believe it is an reference to Nintendo. Something about this thing that you put on top of your console or whatever that like I don't remember, but I wasn't much of a game.
Oh,
I
the
mean, I had all
amiibo,
the.
the
Is that
amiibo
it?
that you like put.
Let me see. Hold on.
hmm
Dal's command code. I'm sure it's on Google by now, right? Dal's command code. Here we go. It's on Reddit. Of course, it's on Reddit. And let's see. Let's see here. And we made a joke last night that the kids probably were playing old video game consoles, and that's why Dal came up with that command code, access code, or whatever.
Thinking of Philly, I'm going to Philly for a New Year's party. Since
Oh,
Aaron
right
said like
on.
Philadelphia roll, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go party in Philly for New Year's.
If you go to Philly, there's this great. Well, it used to be around. I don't know if it survived the pandemic, but there's a great restaurant called RX, like a drugstore type of thing, like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, awesome brunches there, so highly
Dude, I
recommend you
didn't know
check
that
it
you
out.
had been to Philly, dude.
Yeah, a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, went to the University of Pennsylvania.
Oh no.
It's
Permanently
gone.
closed. Yeah, permanently closed. It was 4443 Spruce Street. Um, yeah, permanently closed.
That's sad to hear. Oh well, alas, not that's it's a little lesson in the impermanence of things, I suppose. But anyways, I can't find the command code thing, and I don't see Father in the audience, so I guess we'll wrap up. We're coming about to the hour here. I already give this episode a 10 out of 10 again because I really liked it. I'm liking the second half of Prodigy so much. So yeah, that's my rating. What about you, Braxton?
Softly boy,
and
you you
and
brought
audience
me
is already
around,
giving it
dude.
to
10,
ooh.
10.
I love streaming with you, Braxton. Like, everyone else is afraid to give tens. You're not
I'm gonna
afraid to give a 10.
I'm gonna be like you, dude, reckless, fast and loose with my tens, dude.
With my tens, that's awesome. That being said, these ratings are from the gut, and they don't really mean like, we don't go and like not nitpick, but like pick, like criteria or anything like that. Trek on the Tube actually does apparently, but I don't know if I believe him.
But you know what? The
Yeah,
animation is always a 10. So that's
100%.
why it
That's
gets a
true.
10. It's always a 10. And it's always outstanding.
Donnie says 8 out of 10 for Ghost of the Machine, and also chimes in that, well, it was fun, but I must run so I can have my lunch and buy groceries at a supermarket. Thank you both. Thank you so much, Donnie, for joining us. Donnie, it's nice to see you in the chats on the streams. You're a really cool supporter of Star Trek streaming. I've seen you on Kurt Rats. You go on Text Trek. You go on the Trek Central stream. So really appreciate you coming on. All of you
Yeah,
guys do. You
Johnny's
guys are an
avatar is
awesome
so
community.
cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. But all you guys
Johnny,
are
enjoy
awesome and
lunch.
supportive. It's really appreciated. And look, we got 10 from Joel as well.
Ooh,
Murph
wow, Joel.
dances.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow. Hmm.
So, like, I think we're gonna have to start giving out 11s if it gets better in the next 3 episodes.
I did.
Braxton, it was so much fun streaming with you. It's been a minute since we have streamed together. I fell behind on my Star Trek streams, and so I had to catch up. And like, I guess my OCD prevented me from like streaming on Sundays because I was like, oh, I'm not caught up yet. How can I skip ahead and skip, go back and forth and whatever. So now that I'm caught up, I'm so happy that like it's nice. I can relax a little bit, and know that we're on the current thing. So yeah, it was really lovely talking to you. What do you have to promote, or like where can folks find you?
People can find me on Twitter at Leviathan026. Well, I don't tweet a whole lot, but I follow a lot of people. I retweet stuff, but that's where you can find me.
Did you get on Mastodon or any of these other things?
You know, Hive,
You're on Hive. I have to follow you.
Mastodon.
I don't know if I'm following you on Hive.
No, I haven't. I haven't made the jump yet, but I really, really need to. Like,
Well,
EM is.
I'm gonna stay on Twitter, and yeah, and you're right. The owner of Twitter is not a very cool person, but I'm gonna stay on Twitter as long as there's at least one other Trekkie on
Mhm,
Twitter
mhm,
that I have friendship with, and stuff like
mhm.
that. And so I think that'll be Jurg. Jurg Hildebrand might be the last person when he leaves Twitter. That's when I'm gonna be like, all right, if it's too much for Jurg, then I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that. Joel is asking if we're going to do the animated series next week. So, because I'm doing so many streams right now, Joel, I have decided that we're going to be putting the animated series on hold for a little bit. So, we'll discuss this animated series until it ends, and then when that ends, we'll continue our animated series journey, and hopefully that'll lead us right into. Hopefully we'll wrap that up right as Star Trek Picard is premiering in February. I think we have enough weeks, after Prodigy ends, so that's the plan. So yeah, that's on hold for a little bit, just because Starfleet Boy's doing a lot of streams, and so I got to kind of like consolidate it a little bit, or highlight the new and then go back to the legacy stuff later on. So thank you for asking about that, because I don't do a good job at announcing these things. So again, really nice for the audience to show up when I'm like, oh yeah, here's a last minute stream. Thank you so much. But yeah, everyone follow Braxton, and then for those of you that are patrons of Text Trek, in just 15 minutes we're going to be doing a Patreon stream over on the Text Trek Discord, and we're watching the Moriarty episode of TNG. So that's going to be fun to watch together, and hope
That's a
to
great
see you guys
episode, dude.
there. Yeah, yeah, it's not too late. You can sign up for Patreon, and I'm sure Father will give you a guest pass, Braxton, if you
Dude,
want to
I was just
come
thinking
along.
about signing up for Father E's Patreon just today while I was at the gym.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I'm on the
Mhm.
lowest tier. I can't be, affording all that, the higher tiers or anything like that. But that he gives you so much access at that level, so it's pretty cool. Another really good patron who does that is Jesse Gender. Jesse Gender, I feel like gives a lot of perks to like lower tiers as well, so that's pretty
Mhm.
cool. I know that I can speak for the creators that they set up these different tiers, but they don't, they appreciate everyone. So if
Mm.
if you can help out, it does help out um, a lot. So yeah, check it out. All right. If there's nothing else, we'll see you guys next week. I'm so excited about next week's episode. I don't know what's gonna happen, but
Oh my
we're gonna
gosh.
find
Oh
out.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dude, I think the living construct is going to be like embodied in some way. Like maybe it's going to like take over like a dreadnought, or maybe it's going to take over holograph
Ooh.
Janeway.
Ooh, I like that idea. Well, we'll
Oh my
see.
gosh, dude. Oh my
We'll
gosh,
see.
dude.
All right, folks. Thank you so much. Live long and prosper, and we will see you next time.